This evening, President Ali advocates mindset shift for workforce competitiveness in Guyana's transformational journey. Mother and 7-year-old son found dead with chop wounds in Rose Hall Town Home, 4 in custody. 13 doctors graduate from specialized training by Chinese medical brigade. In the region, race for the White House. Trump misses first Republican debate. And internationally, will Russia's Putin benefit from PRIGOZHIN'S presumed plane crash death? Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for August 24, 2023. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, on Wednesday, President Dr. Mohamed Irfan Ali highlighted the importance of shifting mindsets to enhance the competitive edge of the local workforce as the country continues on its transformational path. The president conveyed this message at the Guyana's Agricultural and General Workers Union 22nd Delegates Congress held at the Arthur Chung Convention Center. He stressed the need for hard work, improved competitiveness, capacity building, skill diversification, and unity in pursuit of a shared vision to uplift the nation.
It requires hard work. It requires changing mindset. It requires building our competitive ability. It requires building the capacity and capability of our workforce. It requires a diversification of skills within the workforce. It requires the coming together of our people under the umbrella of a common vision that will drive this country and uplift this country.
President Ali discussed the government's goal to position Guyana as a leader in climate, energy, and food insecurity. Acknowledging the challenges, he emphasized the significance of facing reality and uniting for progress. The event also honored key contributors to the GAU and involved discussions to enhance the union's functions. We now bring you a developing story that has unfolded in Berbice. Tragedy struck in Rose Hall Town as a mother and her 7-year-old son were discovered dead in their home at Mangrove Street, Berbice on Wednesday, August 24th. The victims, Melissa and Antonia Rokiam, were discovered with chop wounds to their bodies. Regional Commander Shiv Prasad Bacchus reported that the police received a call about the alleged incident, leading them to find the victims with the fatal injuries. The bodies were found in different areas of the house. The child was found on the bed in the bedroom, while the mother was discovered in the hallway. Meanwhile, 4 individuals, including relatives of the deceased, have been arrested in connection with the double murder. The investigation is active and traces of blood have been found near the crime scene. The motive behind the shocking incident remains under investigations. Up to news time, the Guyana Police Force has yet to issue an official statement. However, Headline News will bring you an update in a subsequent report. In similar news, police are investigating an alleged murder committed on a 40-year-old man at 2nd Avenue, Bartica on Wednesday, August 24th. Mark Brathwaite of 4 Miles Housing Scheme died after he was dealt several blows to his head by a 34-year-old businessman. Investigation thus far revealed that the suspect's father owned and operates a Blast gaming center at 2nd Avenue, Bartica. Reports said that on Wednesday evening, the man left his son in charge of the gaming center, while the now deceased Brathwaite, a regular customer, was playing at one of the slot machines. The two had a misunderstanding over alcohol spilling on the countertop, and during the argument, the suspect scolded Brathwaite about spilling of the alcohol. Brathwaite then armed himself with several nearby glass bottles and began hurling them at the suspect in the bar behind the counter. The suspect armed himself with a hammer, went behind Brathwaite and dealt him several blows to his head and face. Brathwaite fell to the ground and remained motionless. He was taken to the Bartica Hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. The body was examined and blunt wounds were observed to the right jaw area, above the right eye, and to the forehead. The body is at the Bartica Hospital mortuary awaiting a post-mortem examination. The suspect was arrested and is presently in custody. Stick around when we return. 13 doctors graduate from specialized training by the Chinese Medical Brigade in Guyana, and police investigating alleged murder of construction worker at Spikeland Village in Linden.
Oh gosh, what's this? Me son can't read or spell. Stop! 0 out of 20.
Let's start improving your child grades today. Register for our primary or nursery department. Hidden Treasures, we're located at 204 E Half Charlotte Street between Camp and Alexander. Or contact us at 6490373.
I can call them now.
Hidden Treasures, discovering gems in young minds.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
All we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinate soak for all you wanna know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in oil. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a Guyana map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Authorities in Regional Division 10 are investigating the alleged murder of 40-year-old Kevin Surfin, a construction worker at Spiteland Village in Lower Carcara, Linden, early this morning. According to initial reports, Surfin had attended a birthday party in Spiteland with a 29-year-old woman he was in a relationship with. The woman recounted at around 5 a.m. she left Surfin with her friends briefly to make a purchase at a nearby bar. Upon her return, she was met with the disturbing scene. About 14 individuals, 3 of whom she had recognized, were attacking Surfin. In an attempt to escape, Surfin jumped into a nearby creek, only to emerge moments later with apparent blood on his body before collapsing to the ground. He was subsequently rushed to the Linden Hospital complex, where he was pronounced dead. Preliminary investigations reveal a small wound near his heart and a bruise above his left eye. The body is at the Pension Funeral Home awaiting a post-mortem examination. The investigation into this tragic incident continues as the police work to uncover the circumstances surrounding his death. On a lighter note, 13 medical doctors have successfully completed their training under the Resident Training Program, a joint initiative between the Ministry of Health and the People's Republic of China. This marks the second batch of doctors to graduate from the program, which aims to enhance the quality of healthcare in Guyana. The graduation ceremony was attended by Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, who highlighted the importance of specialized training for offering high-quality healthcare. He announced an upcoming agreement to send doctors for postgraduate training in China. The partnership between China and Guyana has also led to equipment donations and the establishment of new medical centers. Chinese Ambassador to Guyana, Guo Haiyan, congratulated the doctors and emphasized the commitment to expanding collaborations in various fields, including healthcare, to contribute to Ghana's development. Don't go away after the break. Canada wildfires, firefighters struggle to contain blaze, and will Russia Putin benefit from Prigozhin's presumed plane crash death?
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. Here's credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour. And then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radica went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized care, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. 8 Republicans hoping to be the next U.S. president have held their first debate. They criticized President Joe Biden's economic policies and sparred over abortion, climate change, and energy policies. But the frontrunner and former President Donald Trump did not attend. He is due to surrender in Georgia to face charges of racketeering and conspiracy to overturn the 2020 election results. Al Jazeera's John Hendren reports.
The debate got spicy fast. And then it got even spicier.
Mr. Vice President,
is to give Russia everything they've got.
Mr. Vice President.
With 8 candidates dramatically lagging in polls to an indicted former president who didn't even bother to show up, the first Republican presidential debate of the 2024 campaign season began as a rolling brawl and continued from there.
Listen, we're getting control of the debate. This is a lightning round, not rolling thunder.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, leading the polls among those on stage, was expected to be the one with the target on his back.
My sole focus will be on your future and reversing this country's decline.
But the candidate who drew the most fire was often a businessman described by some as bombastic and charismatic, and it wasn't Donald Trump.
Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name?
The last person in one of these debates, Brett, who stood in the middle of the stage and said, "What's a skinny guy with an odd last name doing up here?" was Barack Obama, and I'm afraid we're dealing with the same type of amateur standing on stage tonight.
Come over and give me a hug. Give me a hug just like you did to Obama.
The same type of amateur.
And you'll help elect me just like you did to Obama, too.
He wants to hand Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and stop funding Israel. And you are choosing a murderer over a pro-American country.
Nikki, I wish you well in your future career on the boards of Lockheed and Raytheon. Do you want a super PAC puppet, or do you want a patriot who speaks the truth? Do you want incremental reform, which is what you're hearing about, or do you want revolution?
It was a contrast of youth and experience.
I think if you're looking for an outsider candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy won very easily. If you're looking for the political establishment, I think the winner was Nikki Haley, because I think she effectively defended foreign policy, and she also did a very good job on the abortion question.
I'll tell you who did a great job.
And absent Trump appeared in an online interview instead, as some rivals declared him unfit to resume office.
We have to face the fact that Trump is the most disliked politician in America. We can't win a general election that way.
When it was over, the candidates assessed themselves, invariably favorably.
Did you achieve what you wanted to, sir?
Well, I thought it was a great night. I thought we had a vigorous debate about the future of the Republican Party, and I was able to make my case that I'm the most experienced, proven conservative, ready on day one to bring the kind of leadership that will turn this country around.
The debate will likely narrow the field before the next round in September. It ended without a clear sign that any of the candidates became a more challenging rival to a former president with a runaway lead in the polls. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Milwaukee.
Internationally, firefighters in Canada's British Columbia says rain has helped in their attempt to put out wildfires that have forced thousands of people from their homes. Dozens of fires are raging in the province as Canada is facing one of its worst wildfire seasons. Al Jazeera's Rob Reynolds reports.
From across Lake Okanagan, the fire damage to West Kelowna is clear to see. A few nights ago, this shoreline was an inferno. It's one aspect of the worst wildfire year in Canada's recorded history. So far in 2023, more than 5,700 fires have broken out, from Nova Scotia in the east to British Columbia in the west, and the Yukon Territory far to the north. Right now, more than 1,000 fires are active and a quarter of them are burning uncontrolled, according to Canada's fire agency. An estimated 196,000 people have been evacuated and at least 6 have died. Nearly 140,000 square kilometers have burned. Scientists say the global root cause of these individual events is clear: human-caused global warming.
One of the common threads for all of these fires is longer fire seasons, more intense droughts, and more extreme fire weather. The degree of temperature, the degree of drought, and the wind combining to drive these fires, all of which are linked to climate change.
British Columbia's premier noted that it's a worldwide crisis.
The ferocity of the fires, the extent of the burning, the historic nature of the forest fires we're seeing, not just here in British Columbia, but in Greece, in Nova Scotia, in the United States. It's just devastating fires that are clearly linked to human-caused climate change.
Experts say the fires themselves are making global warming worse.
When fires burn, it burns carbon in the trees and in the soil and releases carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. That increased concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere creates the more extreme droughts and makes the changes to our fire seasons, which trigger more fires, which release more greenhouse gases. So you can see how this creates a positive feedback loop.
Burned forests and homes are a disaster for people who live here, but they're also a sign that our planet is changing rapidly, with consequences for everyone, everywhere. Rob Reynolds, Al Jazeera, Kelowna, British Columbia.
And finally, Yevgeny Prigozhin, the foul-mouthed chief of the Wagner private army who masterminded an aborted mutiny against the Kremlin, has not been officially pronounced dead. Russian authorities have yet to confirm via a DNA test that the 62-year-old body was among the charred and mangled remnants of the 10 people found in the debris of the private jet that crashed 350 kilometers north of Moscow late on Wednesday. Al Jazeera's Osama bin Javed reports.
Debris being cleared and bodies recovered from the crash site north of Moscow. Russia's aviation agency says Yevgeny Prigozhin was on the private jet which crashed here, and there were no survivors among the 7 passengers and 3 crew. But Kremlin has yet to confirm the death of the head of the notorious Russian mercenary force, the Wagner Group. The Russian Aviation Federation confirmed that the Wagner boss was on the passenger list of the flight. Aviation monitoring website Flight Radar says the aircraft flying from Moscow to St. Petersburg ascended and descended several times before crashing. Investigators are searching the wreckage for possible causes of the crash. There's speculation on Wagner's social media channels that the jet was possibly shot down. Russian media reports say there's a possibility of an explosion on board.
It's not only Prigozhin who was there, a political leader and financial backer, but also their main military commander, Dmitry Utkin, is also apparently was on that plane. That means that they have lost their financial backing, their political leader and their military leader at the same time. And that means they're decapitated.
For years, Yevgeny Prigozhin has been running the Wagner Group with mercenary recruits involved in many conflicts, including in Africa. His fighters have also been key to Russia's battlefield advances in Ukraine. But in June, Prigozhin fell out of favor with his longtime ally Vladimir Putin when he led a mutiny against the president's commanders of the war in Ukraine. Putin said then that Wagner had betrayed Russia and will answer for it. Putin later agreed to a deal to allow Prigozhin to move to neighboring Belarus, along with thousands of his fighters. Analysts say Prigozhin was a marked man for publicly humiliating the Russian government. The Wagner Group says bodies from the crash site will be identified by DNA testing, and only then will it be certain that Prigozhin is dead. Osama bin Javed, Al Jazeera.
This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's SafeTV2 headline news for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.